Hi guys, and welcome to Mr. Movie Miles. I'm your host, Princess Concon, and today we're going to be reviewing Daredevil, Born Again, I believe. Let's get into it. Disclaimer, we are going to be talking about spoilers, so if you haven't seen the show, go and watch it. It's on Disney+, and yeah. So I want to start by saying I have watched the Netflix shows. I don't really remember a lot of what happened. I haven't done a recap. So I kind of went into this quite fresh with just a little bit of knowledge of from like She-Hulk when Daredevil was in that, and I know Daredevil as a character from when I forgot his name, the guy who played Batman in the Justice League one, the original Daredevil film. I'll put the name up here because I cannot remember right now. So I have watched the first movie with Ben Affleck. I have watched the Netflix show, but I don't really remember them that well. I know like the main, he's a lawyer, he's blind, he has great hearing to like help him fight. His dad was a boxer, so he knows how to fight. All like the generic stuff, but I don't really remember the show or the movie that well. So going into this new show was do I need to do a bit of catch up? But thankfully I didn't. So let's get into the plot. So we open with Matt Murdock and his two friends. I think it's Karen and Folly, maybe. I can't remember. Folly, whatever his name is. And, they're talking, just getting on with their lives. Daredevil hasn't been a thing in his life for a very long time. And they go to a bar and it's all going well. It's going too well. And then Matt knows something's wrong. So he gets in his Daredevil outfit. Really cool. It's good to see. And then it turns out it's a trap, and then his friend Farley, whatever his name is, gets shot, which was a big surprise. Like, it did I didn't think that was going to happen to him, or, I thought they would be like main characters throughout, him and Karen, but nope, not happening. So Matt comes back, Daredevil, and it's this guy, I think, is it Bullseye? I should really know this. I'm a Marvel fan. Like, I love the comics and the movies, but it's gone. So anyway, Matt comes back, Bullseye guy, whatever his name is, they're fighting in the bar, and it's really, really cool. And yeah, it kind of, reminds me of the old hallway fights that used to be in the original shows. And it's done fantastically. However, I don't like the use of CG in the fight. The smoke didn't look very well done. I don't blame the people who do the CGI. I know Marvel and the CG is like a whole thing, but it didn't look terrible, but it just threw me off because I wanted it to look as real as possible, like the Netflix show. So it didn't, and that kind of threw me off a little bit. And there was another bit when Daredevil, when we first see him, he swings onto the side of the building and then he drops, and you can tell, for me anyway, it was CGI, quick, real person. And yeah, I don't like stuff like it. It didn't look natural. They could have just had him, they could have done it another way. I know they wanted to have an impactful opening, but that didn't do it for me. But yeah, we're in the bar, we're fighting. Really, really cool. This Bullseye character is just killing everyone. I don't know if he was in the original show or not. I know he's like a Daredevil villain and he's like got incredible aim, I think. But yeah, it still was a really great fight scene, and to see like Daredevil has all these knives in him, he's just being stabbed left, right, and centre, and it's done really, really well. Great opening. His friend dies, and Matt swears never to be Daredevil again. Cut to a year later, him and Karen. I don't know if they were together or not. I have no idea. I think they were. If not, anyway, they've broken up as friends and as lovers, but whatever their relationship was. But Matt goes on, lives his life, and he's doing really well out, not being Daredevil. And we find out about Fisk is recovered from his injury in Hawkeye, and he's now running for president. Fisk is now running for mayor of New York City, which I really like. It's quite an interesting twist. The character, I remember him and Matt were like the best things about the original Daredevil, so to see them both in the series is great. And obviously Matt doesn't like this, So they meet each other, and it's a really great scene in the cafe. And this cafe scene is written so well. Like, I didn't really remember the old Netflix show, but I knew there was so much tension in this scene because of their history. But there's also like a mutual understanding of one another, and they both kind of threaten each other. If one of them steps out of line, the other will be there. Fantastic writing, fantastic scene, and it does everything it needs to do for the story and the past of what happened between them. It just encapsulates it captures those characters very, very well. And yeah, props to the writers on that, and the framing of the scene, and just them in a diner, and it's just like the most interesting scene in the show. And I think that's what makes Daredevil, you know, there's the cool action sequences, but then you have these real moments of two characters just talking. And I think for Marvel to be doing that, because sometimes they don't always do that, but here it's great. And that's basically the first episode, and I know I'm kind of skipping over a few things, but that's basically it. In episode 2, we get the character White Tiger. He is trying to help this guy who's being attacked on a subway, and then this police character guy gets killed, and he gets framed for it. The White Tiger gets framed for it. So Matt has to, you know, defend this character because he's a lawyer, and we find out that this guy is the White Tiger, and that's a whole reveal. I don't know too much about White Tiger, but I know it was a female in the comics, so I'll do some research and get more acquainted with this character going forward. So Matt's trying to prove his innocence, and eventually throughout the episode, Matt finds a witness, and then we get to the end of the episode, and Matt has to protect this witness, but also he has to fight. And the last scene is this. It's a cool action sequence. However, I don't like the quick cuts that Marvel do a lot. It's like, I don't know, it's too much. The fight happens really quick, and then it's jump cut to like different parts of the fight, and it just throws me off, because I'm like, nearly fell. You could just film the entire thing with one camera and I'd be satisfied. Like, you could do some really clever things with that, but what they do is just like, it's messy. This is just my personal opinion on it. I just don't like it. But for a second episode, it's really strong. We also get Fisk and his wife. They kind of have a couples therapist, but which is the guy that Matt is dating, or the woman that Matt is dating even. And that's probably the standout scene for me. The acting was great, their characters were great. I don't remember his wife in the original shows, so I don't know if she's new or not, but I know of her through like the Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse. I know she's kind of a character in that. But yeah, incredible scene. She's an incredible actress, he's an incredible actor, I cannot speak today. But yeah, their characters were handled really, really well in that scene. So I think for the first episode, it'd be the diner scene. That was my favourite. And in the second episode, it's definitely the therapy scene. So we're probably going to get more of those in the future. So I can't wait to see those too. Overall, the first 2 episodes, plot-wise, story-wise, really, really strong. I love Matt's struggle to not be Daredevil, but also he wants to help and do his thing, but he's fighting that inner demon with himself. And the same with Fisk. Like, Fisk, I think he's trying to do better, but we'll see how long that lasts for both characters, because their nature will probably come through. So yeah, great 2 episodes. So let's talk characters. We'll start off with Matt. We'll do Matt and Daredevil as 2 kind of separate characters. I know they're the same, but we'll just separate them for now. Matt is a great character. I like him fighting himself and to try and be this different person, to just stick to the law and not be a vigilante. Really interesting, although I do want to, see Daredevil, as we all do, and we want to see him do his thing. But he is great as a character, and he kind of stands alone as a character, because everything he does, and the way he says things, the acting as well, like, it all shines through, and he makes him a much interesting character, even when he's not in the Daredevil suit. And I think that kind of says a lot to the actor, to the character. Like, the character can do much more than just go and fight crime. So I really enjoyed that. The acting, Charlie Cox, I think his name is, brilliant. He really plays the character fantastically. It's as I remember him in the old Netflix ones, how he played him in Spider-Man, one of the Spider-Man films, and in She-Hulk. But She-Hulk, he's kind of a different character. Not a different character, he's still him, just a lot lighter, I guess. But the character can be quite light and flirtatious and playful, even when he is dealing with, you know, crime and being a lawyer. He is still quite a fun character to see on screen, and the actor really does play that very, very well. So let's move on to Daredevil. Yeah, fantastic. He's such a presence on screen, like when we see him in the first episode, and you know, he's kind of mysterious, I guess, even though we know it's Matt. But you know, when we see it's like Batman, he's, you know, and I know that's a big comparison that a lot of people have said, but yeah, for those reasons, him and Batman are quite similar, and I like it for that. Just, you know, two very different versions. One's blind and the other one's a rich, you know, billionaire or whatever. But, you know, very, very cool. I want to see more of him before I really go into Daredevil as a character, persona, whatever you want to call it, or superhero. So we'll come back to him in the next videos. So let's talk Fisk. I know he's a lot of people's favourite. He's not mine, but I do really enjoy the character a lot. I think he grows on me a lot when I watch him and I see him, and then I kind of forget about him. I'm excited to see his story and Matt's kind of intertwine, and also separately. I think they mirror each other in a lot of ways, and I think that's why they have a lot of respect for each other. So really interested to see what happens there and how his journey goes. I'm interested to see if, I don't think Spider-Man will show up in this, but if Spider-Man and Fisk will ever interact and what that would look like, because Spider-Man is a very different film than what Daredevil is as a TV show. So who knows, we'll see. I mean, it's an opportunity and I think they should take it, but to see how far that goes, I guess the future will find out. Finally, let's talk directing. I think, and the script, directing and the script. The directing is really good in this. The whole, when Matt's trying to hear things from a far distance, I think it's a cool, they do some cool camera tricks and visuals that I really like. It kind of separates it from the Netflix. I don't think they did it as well in the Netflix stuff, but again, I don't really remember, but I really like how they do it in this show. Next would be the directing of the action. I think that needs to, it's not my cup of tea. It works in the show, but I want like long shots of specific fights. I don't need no cuts. I don't need no clever camera transitions into like a next bit of the fight that looks like it's one big fight. I want to see one big fight. Captain America, they used to do it really well in those films, so I kind of want them to incorporate it into this. However, Daredevil's fighting style and just his brutality is fantastic, and well done to the actors and to the directing for kind of capturing that. Let's talk the script. The dialogue is really, really handled excellently. Some of the scenes, like my favourite scenes aren't with Daredevil, and it isn't the fighting, it's just the talking between characters. It's really done, it's done very, very well, and yeah, props to all of them. Overall, this new season of Daredevil so far is really good. The first 2 episodes, you know, came out and just hit the ground running. You know, some flaws would be not killing off Foggy, whatever his name is, Froggy, we're gonna call him. You know, killing him off is okay, fair enough. When they get into it, that's like, you know, a motive, so that's great. But you know, I really thought him and Karen were going to be a big part of this, and to see that they're just not so far, it's kind of shocking, because I know fans really like those characters. But it is what it is. The action is good. Some bits I want to see changed, but that's just personal opinion. Story's great, directing's fine, actors, they're the best thing about it. So I hope going forward it's just more of those good elements, you know, the acting, the dialogue, some of the directing. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you like this video, leave a like and leave a comment. And do you like the new episodes? Are you excited to see what happens with Fisk and Daredevil? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.